everybody. Welcome to our Monday night show. Monday night here on the East Coast. From Detroit, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Thanks for joining me today. If you are watching a replay, please push hashtag replay. If you're watching live, welcome. So glad you could join me. I look forward to this all week long. I love doing this show here. Hopefully you guys get just as much value out of it as I do. There's a whole library of these videos that are generally between 5 and 12 minutes long in the Facebook group here. So, and there's golden nuggets in every single one of them that changed my life. Welcome to the new folks. Thanks for joining us tonight, and hopefully I can resonate, land something with you, and makes a difference in your business. So, what I want to talk about today is problem solving, and I've got a solution for you, one that I was taught, and I looked at it totally different up until that point. I thought that, some people have bigger problems than others, and there's no way out until I heard the formula. And the formula seems simple, takes hard work, but it works every single time. It's a proven system to solve problems. But let me frame it. Let me frame it a little bit better for you. So, by the way, this is the 34th week of the year. 34th week. We turned the corner a couple months ago, about a month and a half ago, and we're coming up to Labor Day here. But let me frame this for you. So, there's many, and a lot of this has to do with understanding your situation and your mindset. So we have adversities. We have problems, we have challenges, we have worry, we have all this stuff. Adversities are inevitable. Nobody goes through life without adversity. Nobody skates through without challenges, problems. It just doesn't happen. There is no one that goes through this thing that we call life scot-free without challenges and problems. The difference is, and this isn't the solution, but I'm leading up to that. The difference is, since adversity and problems are inevitable, how you react or respond is completely optional. So the stress, the worry, the depression is all optional. You have total control over that. Now the exciting part is that fear and faith can't coexist. Stress and worry and faith can't coexist. So if you're faithful on the fact that adversity is inevitable and all you got to do is keep moving forward, put one foot in front of the other and take baby steps, you will solve that problem. It's just, you'll get through it. So understanding that, I know some are harder than others. Sometimes we have to breathe. Sometimes we have to get shocked into reality. But the fact remains is that how we react or respond. So I encourage you to learn how to respond to these inevitabilities instead of reacting. Okay, so I'm not I'm not an expert on the Bible in any way, but I read the Bible every single day. That's just my faith. And plus, there's a tremendous amount of leadership. Almost every leadership principle out there in the personal growth, personal development world is addressed in the Bible. So I read it for education and I read it for my faith. But there's a couple things. Action. Getting into action, and I'll preface it this way. There's a couple of stories. I'm going to list 4 stories here. One of them, there's a paralytic. He was on a pallet, couldn't walk, paralyzed, and he took action. Those around him went to see Jesus and couldn't get in the door. So they climbed up on the roof, ripped open the roof, lowered down the pallet on ropes to get in front of Jesus so he could heal him. Now, he didn't wish it. He didn't hope it. He believed absolutely without a shadow of a doubt that he was going to be healed if he could just get in front of Jesus. So he took action and got there. Another story. The blind man. There was a crowd walking by and he was blind. He heard the commotion. He asked somebody, what's going on? They said, oh, that's Jesus, the healer. And he started yelling. And they said, shush, quiet, leave him alone. And he started yelling, kept yelling. He made himself known. He took action and made himself known. And Jesus stopped. He says, bring him over here. What can I do for you? And he healed his sight. He didn't just wish it. He just didn't just hope it. Didn't pray or beg. He just made himself known. He took action. The next one, the lady that was hemorrhaging for 12 years, spent all her money trying to solve that problem. And she said, God, if I could just touch his coat, if I can just touch his cloth, if I can just get in his shadow, if I can just get close to him. And she finally did. She touched his cloth, and she was healed instantly. And Jesus felt the energy leaving his body. She had to work hard to get there. She suffered for 12 years. The paralytic suffered his whole life. They took action. The guy was blind since birth. He took action. These are things that they took action. And the last one is the leper that sought him out. This is actually the first healing, but it's the last story I'm telling. He sought him out. He looked for him. He took action to go find him. So why am I sharing this with you? Because we can hope, we can wish, we can beg, we can do whatever the thing. The reality is we all have problems. And hoping, wishing, begging, borrowing, stealing, trying to negotiate just because you want it, just because you think you need it, is not going to solve the problem. Getting into action solves problems. Getting into action moves the needle. If you want to solve all your problems, massive action solves all problems. Here's how I'll validate this. The challenge, and again, some problems are bigger than others. A loved one died, potentially going through a divorce, a separation. You may be ill, I'm certainly not making light of any of those. You may be in debt, like so many other people, behind on your promises, behind on your bills. If you spend 95% of your time focusing on the problem, they'll never get solved, ever. If you focus 95% of your time on the solution, they all get solved and replaced with a new problem. Problems don't go away. They just grow along with you. You don't want to shy away from problems. You don't want to wish they didn't exist. You want to pray for them for you to get into action to solve them. You want to solve the problem by getting into action. Massive action solves the problem, so you can get another one. Here's the equation. The bigger the problem, the bigger the paycheck when you solve the problem. And the reverse is true. The bigger the paycheck, the bigger the problems you're going to have. The problems, because there's a whole lineup of people waiting in line, trying to find a way to swindle you out of your money. I hear it every single day about the senior citizens that get scammed out of hundreds of thousands, their whole life savings. They get scammed because somebody is attacking them on the phone, on the internet, through emails, through scams. They go after them. People are lined up. People that win the lottery, they get family members coming out of the woodwork that they never knew existed, asking for money to get it. Donation companies are trying to get it. So that's why most people lose their money when they first, within the first 5 years, the lottery winnings are gone. What's the solution? Financial intelligence. That's one solution for that. But getting into action to learn the financial intelligence, getting into action to surround your people that are smarter than you so you can learn what it takes to solve your problems, to grow to the next level. I was doing a coaching call recently, and one of the number one things we talk about is getting in action. And for several months, I've been, my client is struggling getting into action. They know they have to do it. They know that's the answer. They know that that's going to move the needle. They know that's the stumbling block, the barrier. Once they solve this problem by getting into action, their next level of greatness is on the other side of that. And for you too, I encourage you, the next level of greatness is on the other side of that. So I heard recently there's been several posts online. It says people need encouragement more than advice. I think they need both. They need to be encouraged. But what if nobody's going to encourage you? Are you going to be paralyzed the rest of your life? I don't mean physically, but are you going to be mentally paralyzed the rest of your life because nobody's encouraging you? Woe me? Singing the pity song? I know this potentially hurts, but the reality is nobody's coming to save us. One of my early mentors, the late great Mark Hughes, taught me one thing. He said the true height of maturity is taking full responsibility of where you are in life and where you aren't. It's you. You're the only one that can save yourself, save your family. You're the only one. There's nobody coming to save us. The government's a freaking mess. The world is crazy. There's so many separations. There's so much going on out there that, and I'm not saying one's better than the other or worse than the other, but there's so much garbage out there going into your head. Change the film and the projector. Change the input that's going in and learn how to solve the problem that's in front of you. And if you're not going to learn yourself, hire somebody that's already solved it. That's what I do. I hire coaches. I'm working with another coach right now. I'm working with 3 coaches right now because I want to grow to the next level. And it's faster to learn from somebody that's already been there. It's cheaper and faster. I'm buying back my time to get to my end result. So, well, Harry, I can't afford that. You can't afford not to. You're going to pay one way or the other. You're going to pay in money, time, energy, pain, mistakes, or you can pay for somebody that's been there already and learn from other people's mistakes and challenges, and you grow 10 times faster. You compress the learning curve. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys tonight. Massive action solves all problems. You can do it. I know you can because we do it every single day. Somebody out there has got the exact same challenge you have, or challenges than you have, and they've been through it and they've solved it. Find out what it is. Find out what the solution is. Look for it. Search for it. Get into action. Be like the people that got into action. They didn't just wait around for Jesus to bless them. They went after him and went to him and touched him. Now, obviously, he's not here, and we can't do that. He's not physically here, and we can't do that. Look for him. But the answer's out there. The answer's out there for most of everybody's problems and challenges, talking about business, talking about finances, talking about your network marketing business, growing your business, recruiting. So with that, please, if you haven't yet, take a look at my YouTube channel and subscribe to it. Like the video. If you want to grow, it was messages like this that changed my life. Took me from cook to coach. Flipping hamburgers at Big Boys. In 7 years, I'm earning 7 figures a year. If I can do it, you can do it. And this is one of the golden nuggets. Don't shy away from problems. Find the solution and get after it. Get into action. All right, everybody. God bless. Have a great night. Talk to you soon. Next week, next Monday, for sure. Talk to you then.